live. So we'll be able to see it on the spec HUD, and that's actually just a flaw of Ready Up HUD. So expect the tank at 22% right here, and the Witch at 56, I believe it was, for the first chapter. We are live right here, Nameless on the special infected side, and Team Silencio Jockies on Survivor. And right now it's still saying tank is at, what is that, 59%? I'm not actually sure why it's doing that, but we're going to have that charger going in, and the Hunter's going to be bouncing around trying to land as well. And that Hunter's got, that Hunter get M2'd?
No, he was actually on the ground and got M2'd. So don't worry. Anyone who says that...
He got M2'd!
No, it was on the ground. It was on the ground. Blame the ping. But regardless, we see Silencio Jockies moving the way forward in the map here, and they will trigger that tank. It will come up in the hands of Fiat for Team Nameless. And based on that first hit, day and night difference here for Team Silencio Jockies so far, judging by their SI performance. Next attack, though, with the tank looking to come in, Smoker Charger and a Hunter. Hunter Jockey, everything spawning up here, making their way in. And Beast him just throwing out some of the BM here. Hunter just managed to land there. But
he's BMing at me. Do you see what just happened? The tank's in the right spot, god damn it. Anyway, so we have this tank in the hands of Fiat once again, and this time Silencio Jockies changing up their mentality a little bit, deciding to push inside the green tent right there. And they actually did almost get half a pass off him right there. He's down to 40%. So we saw them stay outside on the other server, for those that don't know, and they actually managed to get wipe on this early tank. Obviously, they're on the home server now, so they have a better chance. We do have that rock going in, not going to land. Jockey is also going to get shut down. So this is much better play, obviously, with that green ping that we're seeing coming out right here. But this tank can still do a lot of damage on the special infected side of things.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Another rock coming in here towards Survivors. Doesn't manage to land it, though. But yeah, as you mentioned, this tank can still have a field day with the Survivors if he manages to get on top of that tent or a nice big boom lands. But the Survivors will go ahead and start back of the way out into the open here as the next SI attack looks to make his way in. Fiat down to 30% rage, first pass. So he does have quite a ways to go here to actually drop out a lot more of the HP. But something else that should be brought up here is Breaker is actually here in this game, obviously, and he's going to have a much better time here with this lower ping. Obviously, him coming back in the game after a while of being out probably isn't the easiest thing for him to do, but now that he has that lower ping, he should be feeling right at home, to say the least.
Indeed, we do have that rock going in, not going to land, and he's actually on green ping now. Again, it's right on that threshold, but this is definitely going to be the second pass. There is a boomer. The special infected boomer's going to spawn up, gets a single, almost getting a proxy right there. If that would have been a quad, that would have been insane, but instead they do manage to kill on that low ping. He's still on first pass, actually, but again, rock tank in this area not going to work as well against a team with lower ping whatsoever. Hunter and Jockey still bouncing around right here. Rock going in, not going to land. Jockey getting M2'd. Hunter manages to land there as well. Rock going in, gonna get skeeted and kiss me. This should be his second pass.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The moment these Survivors make their way into the green tent, and there we go with that second pass, dropping it over. So he's at 100% now, second pass, and Lewis eats a little bit of friendly fire chip there. But look at the Survivors' HP right now. Nothing going out onto them. Tank also down to 65% rage, dropping like a rocket here. And if he doesn't commit right now, he could even risk losing this if the Survivors actually manage to shut down this next hit fairly well.
What I think he's gonna do, and this is going to be risky, he's already taken about 500 chip, but okay. He's going to stand here, and then he's going to send 2 of the spawns in, maybe, and then force the Survivors into a spot that's bad, and then the Boomer can win. I don't see them getting a whole lot if they commit in like this. And indeed, the Charger and Jockey are both going to go out. Charger's going to get shut down, Jockey's going to get shut down, and now he's going to expect Silencio Jockies to LOS, and then the Boomer is going to land a boom. They're going to go in the safe room again, it looks like, at least 2 and 2, maybe. They're still looking for that chip. If this Boomer lands a double, the tank's going to commit even without the support up, I'm pretty sure, because he's going to be that low. Boomer has to make his decision soon, though, and here it comes. Managing to land a single. That's going to trigger the commit, because I think that's the only way you get a boom in that area. But Fiat is actually hesitating for a second now, and he's going to go in. Breaker is a little slow getting out right there, but now he is going to be in with the rest of his team. He's going to look for the corner onto Breaker on here. Another punch going out. They're going to send the support now. One more punch should get the in cap onto Zoe, and now they sent that support kind of late. Charger gets shut down. There's the Hunter landing a pounce. Tank going for the punch onto Lewis. Not going to land, and he is going to get shut down before another hit goes in. I really like the theory right there from Nameless, but again, when Silencio Jockies have the ability to move around like that, and the support were kind of waiting for him to get the in-cap after they spawned, that wasn't going to do a whole lot. Again, only one in-cap going out. Now here's a chance for Silencio Jockies to make a lot of points.
Yeah, they did incredibly well there. Once again, the only in-cap going out onto Breaker there of Team Silencio Jockies. And yeah, they are sitting very high up there right now. Once again, only 1,100 points being the differential between them and their opposing team heading into this map here. So we have quite a close game to say the least, especially with that first map performance here of Team Silencio Jockies thus far. And yeah, let's see what Nameless can actually make happen here, because they need to get some big SI damage here to say the least.
I think it's really, really hard to traverse those tunnels without taking a lot of damage. We've seen that obviously happen on the other server when Team Silencio Jockeys was on SI and able to get down a huge bonus from Nameless after a similar take of that tank. And the hits beforehand can be pretty good too. There is a miniature event right here, for those that don't know, on the Undead Zone. Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, and a Charger for the next hit. And the survivors have not quite yet set it off. I believe they're going to soon. But after they do, I believe they're going to take it back to another open area here. But the Infectors are going to hit on that before they get all the way out. Charger going for the rocket spawn from the side. Jockey working his way in as well. Charger's going to get completely shut down. Hunter gets heated. Jockey does land on the Francis for a little bit of damage. But again, not a whole lot going out right there. And they actually could push forward on this.
Indeed. So let's see what ends up happening here as the survivors continue to take this horde. They're going to actually go ahead and move their way back through the map here. And pretty much the norm here, I would say. Unless you're really hurting for HP, then we see some of the teams actually like to push this. But this is, once again, kind of what you see a lot of teams do nowadays. They just kind of move back in this corner and take the rest of this hit.
They definitely can, and once that horde dies, then they'll have a pretty easy route forward. Boomer not able to get the arc boom right there. Jockey does manage to land. Charter going in, gonna get cleared off the level before that completes, and that's a strong hit down. This Boomer's still up there. They're trying so hard to pop that Boomer, but it's not going to work, and he should be able to despawn, but they're not going to have a very good hit for indoors next, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a sketchy hit here, to say the least. And yeah, we shall see the survivors continue their way into the mines. So we're going to go ahead and do some first person here, obviously, as once again, this gets kind of dark here towards the end. But once again, it's really the only dark spot in this entire campaign, so it's not that bad. I mean, later on there is another section of caves, but it's much shorter, to say the least.
Yeah, this part of the map is especially annoying if there's like a Charger or Spitter in here, because it's really hard to get those quick reactions. It's basically based all on audio, and we know things like to be silent sometimes, but we'll see exactly what this hit can do. It is a 2-2. We have a Smoker, Spitter, Hunter, and a Boomer, and once this goes down, they should also be able to engage that Witch. We do have a Pounce landing in the front right there. The Spit is going to miss, however, off that double boom. Smoker gets cleared, and when they find that Witch in here, I think both teams had a little bit of trouble with her, at least Nameless, because they actually made it. And she is... there she is. She's sitting in one of those corridors. It looks as though Silencio Jockeys should be able to push forward and maybe engage her before a full hit is up, but they will have that Spitter for the spawn. There she is, and now they're going to have to make the decision of, okay, do we engage her now or draw her back? That decision's been made for them. Spitter's going to go in. Witch is working her way in through the tunnels right here. It's still dark, and she is going to get the full in-crap out onto a Scoopy. There's a Jockey lane with a Hunter as well, and the Witch isn't quite dead. That's going to be a death. Oh my goodness, that is huge right there. One survivor dying, in-cap onto Acer, and everything is falling apart, Kissney. I'm surprised that happened so fast.
That's just incredibly unfortunate for Silencio Jockeys. Yet again, a Stoopy dying off on that Witch Crown attempt. Beautiful SI hit, though, with that double boom and the Jockey latching on to Bill, who was right there to get that secondary crown on the Witch, trying to save a Stoopy from death. But unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. Boomer going out to piece him in the back. He will go ahead and reconvene with his, the rest of his group, though. But yeah, that's just an immaculate play there by Team Nameless. Jockey makes his way in from the front. Does naturally land out onto Zoe. That does get clear far away. Zoe now making her way back through the spit. Gets it clear onto Lewis in the back. And that will be the entire attack over and done with. Yet again, guys, very dark part in the map, to say the least.
Yeah, this part is very, very, like, difficult to traverse if you're, like, especially a spectator, but even as the survivors right here, really, they can only see for sure where their flashlight is. So, that's going to be a charge landing, however, with a stick going down on top of that, onto Privison, who was the last of the permanent HP, also doing some good damage onto Bill. He's not quite out of perm HP yet, but that's still another knock onto their depleted bonus, and it's going to be a Hunter in the spawn queue waiting for the rest of his SI compatriots to spawn up. They could actually still get the wipe here right before the safe room.
Indeed. So let's see if they can actually make that happen, though. They have to try and make another incap happen on the Zarus, just to try and slow them down to the rest of the SI to actually get up and try to work some sort of double cap. But Spit goes out. Is going to actually lock one of the Zarus in the Spit here, though. Now Hunter looking for Pats onto him. Does find that's a nice double cap happening. This actually, the Smoker taking that Jock Survivor. That's still an incap happening out onto Avocado. Or Breaker, I should say. And now also PSM eating that incap as well. Avocado getting hoarded here a little bit. Doesn't get incapped, but now the Spit up. And it could be the Spit that actually seals the deal here, though, if we can actually find a spawn. But no, a Rogue Common actually is the deal breaker.
You saw Acer fall down. So, okay, comparatively, Team Nameless made it, but they had no bonus on the survivor side, I'm pretty sure. Either that or they got wiped right before the safe room. And this is
Yeah.
now a pretty big chance for them. If they can do the same kind of thing here, then they would be in great position. And I'll say again that their pings are all red, obviously, but they are a little bit better than Team Silencio jockeys were. And at this point, if they survive this tank, they'll be doing better than Silencio jockeys were doing. I have no idea why the distance points are already at 26 for some reason on my HUD, but besides that, there should be a pretty nice advantage for Team Nameless here if they manage to survive this tank. With that being said, I think we are going to be going live in a second. As Stoopy had it for Silencio jockeys on the other server. First hit, again, is going to be pretty good. It's going to be a Hunter, a Jockey, a Charger, and a Spitter. So they can get a pretty good amount of damage onto Nameless nonetheless right here. Let's see exactly what Nameless elect to do. They already have 2 of the SI pre-spawned right here as we do go live. Hunter's on top of the roof. Charger and Jockey are both in the tent to the side. And Nameless, again, playing with that higher ping. Probably just going to bait it out, kill all the common that they possibly can, and risk not running into some tri-cap head-on. Indeed, now they are going to start funneling their way out. Hunter's coming in from the back. Nice, almost double cap landing, but now there is a double cap in that spit. Good amount of damage going out from that Charger and that Spitter working together. Setfire taking the brunt of that.
Oh yeah, that's massive. Both Oshad and ST Fired both taking 50 and then 25 damage respectively. So quite a big hit there happening on the survivors. And yeah, we will see them go ahead and trigger the tank now. We will come up in the hands of Peacem here. I don't believe he was map 1 tank. I think he was like a number 3 on the previous game.
It was 4 because he got that wipe in that enclosed area, and Stoopy was the tank for them.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, again, Rock Tank here is much better now that they are playing against a team with higher ping. Rock is going to go in, not going to land onto Fiite. Jockey is dancing with Lewis in the corner over there, finally managing to land onto him. Rock is not going to land, but again, obviously, Team Nameless knew the strat on the last server. They saw Silencio jockeys do it right here, and they can just chill in this area. Those hitbox look close, kiss me, but I haven't seen one of them land in quite a while.
Indeed, and it's pretty rough. I mean, if the server's basically standing right in line with the opening of the doorway, you can definitely hitbox it if you angle it perfectly. But once again, that's a risk of itself to actually land that rock. Well, not even a risk, just more of a feat of in itself. But regardless, we will see another attack coming up here in a couple seconds. Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter. So a tri-cap with this tank. It wouldn't be a bad choice to actually send it in here. But I think this tank kind of wants to go for some bleed first. He wants to try and work down and set fire a little bit more. Indeed, he's going to go ahead and throw a rock in. Hunter, Charger, we're going to win. Charger, with Smoker Song did get cleared right away. No rock connection. And that will be the entire attack over and done with. Another Hail Mary rock going in. Not going to find anything, though.
Once again, it's going to be on the boomer right here for the special infected because this is going to be an easy second pass right now. And once this happens, Prodigy Sim is going to have to work his way in. He's pretty much at full health, but if they pop that boomer like they did on the other server, which for those who don't know, that's something that's pretty much shut down that tank, I would say. Like, this could be really, really bad for the SI. It's going to be a Hunter boomer and a Jockey. Boomer spawns up. He saw it over there and does manage to get a nice tri-boom on the survivors. That is massive. That's going to be a turnaround by that tank as well. He is getting focused by the food. He's missing a punch right there. Turning back around, still getting those punches going out. There's the double cap landing. He's him under 1k HP, and Fiite is having trouble with that clear. He's spraying the love right now. Bill is desperately trying to kill this tank. The first in-cap has gone out. Tank has under 400 HP. Working, he's gonna die. Wow, that was a beautiful tri-boom. Tank was able to spread that damage extremely effectively, but Nameless still on their feet.
Indeed, so very well played there by that tank. And I mean, even Nameless, just to stay alive, that looked incredibly dead, or devastating to them, to say the least, when that first boom went out. I mean, 3 stars boomed. You really don't expect to make it out of that, especially when the tank has one of the survivors cornered. But Zoe was able to actually move herself out of that, cause the tank to actually push her away from that corner. And with that being said, another attacker works away here. Nice double boom landing. Charger Jets take a bitch up there. There's a nice pounce landing onto one of the survivors, that being Francis. There goes the charge. Just managed to land. No spit, though, but this boom's going to walk away over to her. Zoe gets a proxy on that. That is 3 survivors boomed here, and now this pull is not going to be quickly cleared. Lewis taking a lot of damage from that pull, and we'll see Snipe drop way down into the 9 HP range.
Yeah, Nameless are having issues with those common, obviously, and if that's any prequel for the event, they're going to be in trouble. That's why I'm pretty sure we're going to see them move up here, start the event, and then probably push for the distance points. Because what they can do, they're on the away server, they're playing with the lead, they already got the wipe that they needed, and they survived the tank. That's a good opening start, I would say, for them on this away game, especially on a campaign like Undead Zone. Hunter, Jockey, Spitter, and a Charger for the next hit from Team Silencio Jockeys, trying to work its way in eventually. The Hunter's looking for some kind of DP on the right-hand side over there, at least from where I'm looking, and the Jockey's on the opposite side. Let's see if they actually decide to try to hold this out. I would be stunned if they do.
Yeah, there's not really much they're going to make up here. Once again, 137 points so far. You would expect them to actually at least go for the full distance, like push themselves up against that grate. But obviously, they do have plans of just pushing it forward regardless. But there's an in-cap coming out from his teammate out onto Lewis, just trying to give him 30 HP for this run. And yeah, this is definitely not looking like a good time here for Team Nameless. They're gonna start juking their way back here. They do pay at the hit though. And I feel like that's a bit of a misplay on Team Silencio Jockies' part, because it's kind of obvious that they're gonna move forward here instead of actually move back. They should probably wait for him to actually go the full way back. Lots of punches onto Francis. They're gonna drop him down into the red. So now Fiat, the lowest survivor.
If you notice, that grate is opening pretty slowly, but they should actually be able to crouch underneath it and go right now. And Zoe is going to attempt to do just that. Obviously, the hit is not going to be up yet. If they are, it's going to kind of bully their way through this metal right here. And look at this, they're going to all crouch at the same time. Oh my goodness, there's the quad boom. They're all going to get stumbled. Oh boy. The smoker is up in the background. There's a spitter and a hunter as well. This is not good. There's the pulling out of Francis. There's the pounce. There's the spit. And Zoe is the last one up in the corner on top of a generator. That looked so good, but that went so terribly because they weren't able to force their way through that grate. And the grate, she's going to get pulled through the grate? What in the hell? All right, and now she's going to push back to the side to try and kill that smoker. And there's the charger going in. What was that pull?
I'm very confused as to what that was. I was surprised the grate actually didn't break the tongue because the gap's closing. I mean, I guess the gaps weren't closing, they were just moving upwards, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But regardless, we do see Silencio Jockies claw back 200 points of the 1,100 that they were down. So now we have a sub 1,000 point game going into these final 4 maps. And once again, Silencio Jockies, they were playing incredibly well up until that witch. They had 3 green survivors, which was decimated within the course of 1 hit into nothing. What?
Listen, I'm aware, I'm gonna get banned for this, but I'm aware that Astupi has stuck his tongue through some small holes before, but that's definitely a record for him.
Oh my god. Be nice.
I just hit the tank spawns again. I'm gonna shut up now.
Be nice, Rails. When he hears that, he will find you on Steam. And he will talk to you.
Alright, now, this time I won't have to make like an audible to set the tank spawn while they're already getting past the point where it should have spawned. I think I set them and then they unloaded the config or something. If it does that again, I'm going to be upset, but I think it should be okay.
Good times. But
oh
yeah.
my god.
What? Did you mess it up?
No, this thing is just being an absolute...
Is that correct? 21?
Yeah, now it should be good.
Also,
I don't know. I don't
am I the only one?
that.
Am I the one who gets like graphical glitches or something on this
Yeah,
map?
yeah. That's an Undead Zone thing.
Okay, I was wondering because it happened on the.
Like, the screen like rips and tears.
There's some parts where I don't see it. Like sometimes when I join servers, I don't see it. But then sometimes like on this server and the previous one, I see these graphical glitches, and I'm pretty sure the stream sees it too. I haven't actually looked over to see if you guys see it too, but it's just funky. Yeah, like right there. I don't know if you guys can see it actually. I see it on the OBS preview. It was like freaking trippy. I was like, wait, what is this? I thought maybe it was me.
Okay, never mind. I think somebody might have been AFK. But yes, now the tank's at 21%. Which is at 48%. I can't type and probably can't read. There is a baiting timer on right now, and it's down to like 36. There's a Smoker, Hunter, Boomer, and a Charger for the first hit right here. And the survivors are going to start working their way through the map, but I would be stunned to see the SI wait or actually hit until they're outside. Like, because they don't have a spitter. There's really not a whole lot they can do in there.
Indeed. So we'll see these survivors kind of bait this out at the best that they can. Once again, 200 points up, that being Team Silencio, guys. There's a pull. Charge coming in as well. They do manage to land the charge. Nice triple moon line. There's no spin, unfortunately, though, but they will be able to get those quick clears. And for what it was, really not that much damage going out onto Silencio Jockies. Only around 20 damage. There's a nice pull, though. Trying to pull Zoe back and get a death pull on her. No, they actually can't get the end cap, though. And luckily, this Russ found a nice angle to actually get that shot on.
Yeah, and at this point, this tank is going to spawn after they push a little bit further forward right here, at least according to what I'm seeing on my spectator HUD this time. But there's another hit in queue. It's going to be a Smoker, Charger, Hunter, and a Spitter. And once the survivors step forward, that is going to trigger it. And again, that red hatchback is hittable as long as I remember. Like, here's the tank coming up, though, for Team Nameless into the hands of On Shad Jump. We are going to have that pounce and pull going for the same person. And I think they're going to, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there they go. They're not wasting any time here, and they're going to quickly mitigate the risk of that Honda back there. And Tank throwing a rock, not going to find anything. And that's where I was climb up that ladder. They're going to go to the exact same spot they took it last time, and I don't really agree with this spot, unfortunately. I think it's a very, I don't know, I don't want to say unsafe, but it's not very good at all in my honest opinion, because it just spawns all above your head. All the SI can come from there, and now the tank can also work in this hittable. But there's a boom going out to Francis and Bill. So a double boom, and this boomer's still not killed off, and he can actually just drop in on the stars at any part.
Not hittable anymore. I don't know. He tried to go for it. I don't think it worked. But Tank is going to work his way to the top, and Survivors are going to try to push forward. There was a spitter still in play? Okay. And now he's behind them. All the Survivors took a pretty good amount of spit damage. They want the open street out here. Like, that's what they really, really want. And this Charger's going to go in, not going to land. Tank, I'm confused now. If that one hatchback wasn't hittable, I don't know what is. And apparently the answer is nothing.
Possibly. Another rock coming in here towards Lewis, so I don't know why he's pushing when the rest of his teammates clearly want to go forward. Tank has taken 1,000 chip. This is very hyper-aggressive here by Team Silencio Jockies. They made their way through the bridge now, and are they going to continue the way through the map just like this? Boomer goes in, whiffs it, though, and that's going to be a 0 boom for it. And I don't know what's going on right here. All right. Silencio Jockeys have lost it.
No, this is the spot that they really want. Like, and again, in order to get there, the Tank, when he went behind them, he was looking to see if that red hatchback was hittable. I honest to God thought it was, but apparently it's not anymore. And this is a good area because they've already got the Tank down under 5k, and should be nothing hittable here, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to be forced in with this, and the Survivors are LSing him really, really well. He's on 10%, and he's going to have to jump his way in, and then he's going to need that side help, and the Tank almost fell down right there. Obviously did not. Rest of the hit is coming in right now. Charger's going to DP charge, not going to land. Tank's going to be forced up right here, getting the corner onto Francis. Another punch going out onto him. Tank should die now, though, and indeed, that's not even an in cap. I love the turnaround by Silencio Jockeys to play this aggressively when they're on low ping.
That was just beautiful. Very well-timed pushes by them when the SI attacks were down, and they moved their way very smoothly through that map to the position that they wanted. And that turned out pretty damn well. I mean, that was incredibly aggressive by them. But they made it work in the end. They secured that spot once again that they wanted, and now they come up on the Witch. Let's see if we can get to a POV that's yeah, probably stupid gonna take it.
Unfortunately, the Witch killed them last time, so maybe they shouldn't, like, I don't know. Like, this is an easier crown, I suppose, because she's right inside right here, but there is obviously a full hit up for it. Boomer, Jockey, Spitter, and a Hunter. If they kill the hit right here, it should be a free Witch. But if they don't, then it's another kind of tough spot. And it's going to actually be P-Sim going for it. Nice crown by Prodigy Sim. Boomer's going to go and gets a nice double boom. A little bit of spit damage going out, but that's really all she wrote for that attack.
Yes, this be everything dead. P-Sim now grabbing that pop on the boom. And yeah, 2 stars boomed here. They have 4 sits pills left to their names. Bravo going to go ahead and pop one of the pills there. I'm guessing going on the assumption that they just want to move quick right now.
Bravo.
And Breaker. I said Bravo and it didn't actually trigger, but there we go. So it is in fact Breaker. It didn't trigger in my head. It didn't hit the you know. I don't even know. My mind just fried right there. We're done. Anyway, so I was making the way through the event here. Going to go ahead and move the way into the barbershop. Maybe look to take the event here.
Well, I mean, they could, but I think they're just trying to bait out a hit. They remember, they have to shoot that in order for it to go off. And Spitter, Charger, Hunter, Smoker is good. They can also hold out where they are right there, like underneath the gas station on that side. But I think they're honestly just trying to bait out a hit before anything goes wrong. And I think it's an okay call. They're checking for pills everywhere pretty much, but they have one survivor bleeding, another about to be slow. And there's the gas station exploding. You saw Zoe back up there for a second because that's usually how that goes. Bit does manage to actually miss on that pounce target, but then the death spit might land. Alarm card getting triggered by a charge landing onto Prodigy Sim. But now I think they can just, again, go and chill out inside right here. It's a good spot for them, and then just wait until most of the Horde's dead, push forward, and keep this bonus.
Indeed. So pretty safe strat here by Silencio Jockeys, trying to hold on to the health bonus that they do have right now, which is a 581. So they have a pretty good standing right now. And yeah, let's see how the rest of this round goes for them. Once again, obviously, they have quite a ways to go here past this Horde. I don't know how much more Horde that alarm card being triggered will actually draw, and I think it's only one wave, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they can kind of chill here for a little bit. Smoker Pole does go out, is going to land for a split second, but look at that. Acer in the corner right there, directly above that spit, standing on the cigarette. dispenser and also the cabinet back there, so no damage going on top of that. Everybody still has permanent health, and they also have force of pills. This is a great situation for him to be in right now. Breaker is going to commit those pills, and I think the Horde's almost dead. Indeed it is. So
Indeed. Kiss me getting triggered, freaking Fig. I couldn't think of what I want to say. It like didn't hit all the requirements in my head to actually think Breaker, Bravo. Yeah, something like that.
We do have a hit coming in now, though. Boomer gets nicely popped after rocketing off. Charger DP charging for some reason, and now that Spit's going to go out in front. Maybe a tick of damage onto Acer, but this is great for Silencio Jockies.
Indeed, we do see Peace just dipping his toe inside that Spit for a second, testing how warm it was. Unfortunately, like I say, backed out of it. But yeah, we do see the Stars move through the map here. Around 200 more distance here needed for them to actually reach that safe room. So they're a little bit more than halfway done with this map. And once again, towards the end of this map, they're going to have to open up one, I don't know what you really want to call it. It's like a lid that leads down into the safe room. But regardless, Boomer getting popped yet again. Something that has to be noticed, Silencio Jockies has been shutting down these boomers for the most part when it matters, especially these initiative boomers. And they've been doing pretty damn well doing that.
Right, I mean, they've got all the momentum now. Similar to how Nameless had on the other game, like, it's the same kind of story right here. It's whoever can take that momentum and capitalize on it more. And right now, Silencio Jockeys look like they're doing a great job. Yeah, they can open up this vault right here and then climb into the safe room. And they have a slight horde to take when that happens, but barring Catastrophe, they should make it with like a 3 or 4 or 500 point bonus, honestly, depending on how much damage they do not take.
Indeed, so let's see what ends up happening here. Survivors continue their way through the safe room. They have just pretty much one more hit to take, maybe 2 possibly. And yeah, they're going to continue just really house hopping their way to this little, it's not even an event, it's really just once again opening the lid, which leads down towards the safe room. Lewis does go ahead and start opening it here. Nice skeet there though by Bill, covering Lewis. Charger makes his way, gets blown up by the shotguns. They are actually running quad shotties right now, and the lid is also open now. So Survivor's playing it very smartly, and they will walk the way towards the safe room. 4 pills still left on them, and actually the mini coming out from, who was that? Breaker, actually.
This is going to be safe room, yo. This is great for Team Silencio Jockeys. That's amazing, actually. They're going to push their way inside right now. No spawns really for Nameless. And there is going to be a 500-point health bonus coming out. Team Silencio Jockeys has absolutely blew this game on its head. That's a 516. I cannot believe I just said what I did.
I'm done with you.
I'm going to go hide in a corner.
I wouldn't blame you for what you said. Okay, that happens.
That's the thing. Okay, I'm done.
Well,
they blew the game on its head. Yes, they did.
Anyway,
no, it was so good that now my synapses are not firing correctly, and I was gonna try to blew the game open or turned it on its head. And I instead decided to make some kind of Captain Obvious sexual innuendo that's ended now. I'm done.
Yeah. So, regardless, they do actually end up taking the lead in the grand scheme of things here, as they have about, I believe, like a 100-point lead in total. Yeah, around
right now,
around 100 points in total. But yet again, we have not seen actually Nameless do their half yet, so they could very easily take the lead back. Once again, it's a pretty rough tank. We saw a lot of damage go out to them on the previous half after Acer actually elected the AI as tank, and then they went in with 4SI. Really did work on the other team. But regardless, we are live here once again with the second half of the second map here. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. You are watching the Silencio Jockeys take on Team Nameless. I got a little bit of an accent there for some reason at the end of that. I think I'm just feeling the hype. Just letting it flow through me. But regardless, Nameless pushing the way out of the safe from here, looking to take this first hit as they make their way towards this tank, which will be right after this hit. Smoker makes his way in along with the Hunter. Boomer lands a single boom down on one survivor, obviously. Hunter lands down to Francis. Charger gets meleeed down, though, by the hands of Bill. And whatever melee he actually has, not too sure which one it is. It could be a katana. But regardless, that will be an attack very nicely taken there by Nameless. A little bit of damage, but once again, really nothing to speak of.
Yeah, and okay, let's like envision Team Nameless actually being this tank, because that's really what they're going to need to do. If they get wiped right here, it's going to be an awful situation for them. The tank is up in the hands of the one and only Acer right here, getting out before he takes a whole lot of chip, and they're trying to push him for a little bit. I agree with you, because I hate this area, but I guess they have to stand here for at least a hit. But Acer can honestly just cut them off himself if he has to and prevent them from pushing forward. What really set that off for Silencio Jockeys is the tank's decision to try to go around behind them.
Yeah, that's really what opened up the possibility for the match to move forward. Once again, as you stated, if this tank just stayed where he was right now, the Stars wouldn't move forward. But there we go with a nice double boom. Smoker pulling Lewis down into the goal yet again. Charger spawning on the roof, and they're going to have a bit of a rough time actually getting this Star back up to the rest of the team. But there is an actual damage rock out into Fiat as well. And here comes another rocket hailing down towards him. Not going to hit, though. And this tank, he might just stop Lewis from actually reconvening. Throwing another rock towards Survivors. Actually does land that one. Charger goes in, stumbles him, well, grabs a punch while he's at it. And that's Lewis dropping down into the red. Another rock, another in cap.
Oh my goodness, Acer playing this perfectly so far. And again, against a higher ping team, rock tanks are so devastating. This is exactly what we're gonna see. Whopping going out, and Acer is in right here, pushing the Survivors back, getting a punch off a 100 cap right there, but there's your multi-punch in the corner. Another multi-punch going out. Acer cleaving absolutely everything right here. Another punch going out onto Zoe, turning back around. Smoker pull goes out, and Acer is going to put the Silencio Jockeys up in this series as of map 2 as he pushes forward right here. They do get the clear on the Smoker, but he is going to have Francis completely zoned out on the other side right there, make his way down the alley, crouching backwards into his face to distract for the jockey help. A beautiful wipe from Silencio Jockeys. Kiss me, what a tank.
Beautifully played there by the hands of Acer and his SI. Just literally decimating Nameless there. And that boom was magnificent. A full quad boom. And the amount of horde that came out with that, just really securing everything there for him and his team. And yeah, they're going to be up by not 100 points. It's actually a little. Are they in the lead still? Or are they actually? It's pretty much tied. I know that. I don't know who's in the lead though.
At this point, because it's over 1100. Like it's almost tied. Yeah, but I would give the slight edge to Silencio with the momentum that they're having. All right, game. Let's see if you actually set the spawns correctly this time.
Yes, Rails. Let us see if you can do it. But yeah, so we will move into the third map now. Basically a virtually tied game. And anyone's for the taking at this point, because Nameless, once again, a very skilled team. They can make a huge turnaround happen here. I think it is well within their rights to do just that, and also their skill. So let's see what ends up happening here as everyone starts running up here, just waiting on STFR, and we should be good to go here. So once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. You are watching round number 2 of the lower brackets of the Bleed Out tournament, and we are watching once again Silencio Jockeys and both Nameless, both coming from the upper brackets, and they are looking to keep themselves alive here, as the loser will be kicked out of the tournament. Unfortunately, that's a boomer though, spawning on the side of the safe room. Could be wall banged. I actually don't know if you can shoot through that one.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, they're damn sure gonna try, but they haven't yet been able to pop that boomer. Charger, Hunter, and a Smoker. There's the pop going out. Nice skeet. Acer popping the boomer, and then manages to skeet the Hunter as well. In the next shot, 1 damage on that hit. Kiss me.
And indeed, and a bunch of GGs coming out in Twitch chat as well. That was just an incredible blade tank there from the hands of Silencio Jockeys. But yeah, they're gonna go ahead and make their way up towards the crashed airline up out here. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm sure you guys remember what happened last game when they hit this area. It was pretty much a massacre on Team Silencio's behalf. They definitely got destroyed, to say the least.
Yeah, it's going to be a Spitter, Boomer, Hunter, and a Smoker for the next right here. So obviously not as devastating because there is no jockey around. Boomer spawns up in the front, gets a single boom out onto Bill, who is almost caught in the plane right there. We do have a Smoker getting cleared right away. Hunter manages to land, again, instantly cleared. Smoker dies, and Spit is not even going to land on much of anything. Much better than the last time they were there, I'd say.
Indeed. So, I mean, you can't compare last time to that time, Rails. Last time, literally, didn't somebody die?
Yeah, no, it was like 2
Yeah, it was a massacre, to say the least. But they do come up with a witch now, and yeah, let's see how well they can actually manage to take this. They have 3 shotguns actually in the hands of Bill, Zoe, and Francis. Zoe going to be the one going for that drop down. A lot of damage pushed out initially by Bill. Charger does not manage to land. Actually just gets a stumble out onto Francis, and that will be the entire hit over and done with. And they should have a pretty easy ride, it appears, here to the tank. Just a couple more hits to really separating them from it.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of common in this area up here and a partial death drop. But as long as they don't really stack up, I would say that's even better in an area like this. Again, it's pretty much a gully where the infected can jump on them from either side. But they have the ability to just do that and just flick up and pop whatever comes out after them. And then the next area up here is where you want to avoid being in close as well, because it's going to be in between those trucks and those buses. Charge spit potential is pretty big. separation isn't really a huge issue, I would say. And as long as they take it slowly, they have the ping now where they can make those close range clears and avoid taking that damage.
Indeed. So, Silencio Jockies playing it nice and slow, though, working those spawns blocks, just trying to keep down as many SI as they can. Pole going out onto Lewis on the top of the bus here, and the rest of the SI looking to try to dogpile this. Charger gets obliterated, though. Can't even get that pickup or the get-up charge onto Francis, and he is quick to make his way off of the bus, off of that spit, and that will be the attack over and done with. And it looks like they might be able to get the tank up before the next wave of SI spawns come up here, as it should spawn. Actually, no, they might have to take one more hit. I might have been correct in my initial 2 to 3 hits.
Let's see, it might spawn right around this corner, but I think they have to get a little bit further.
I think they have to go inside.
Yeah. So it's going to be a Jockey, Boomer, Hunter, and a Spitter. So another 2-2 here for Nameless. They're not getting exactly the best hits in the world. Not capitalizing on those 3-1s really either. Boomer spawns in the front, gets a nice double boom though. Let's see if that triggers the rest. It looks as though it's going to, because both the Jockey and Hunter are pre-spawn. Silencio's kind of backing up right there. Jockey trying to land, nothing going. Hunter gets team seated, and the spit goes down on nothing. So that's going to be another shutdown from Silencio Jockey. They're just rattling them off so far this game. And yeah.
What? Go ahead.
You know, I think the tank's going to spawn here, and now the question is, okay, if you're Nameless, this isn't usually a wipe tank. But conversely, they're going to have to play Survivor side probably against another Rock tank, I would say. So the question is, how do they get the most damage out of this? I would say the Rock tank still is the right option, but if you're going to commit there, they're going to need to find a way to get Silencio separate and then capitalize on the Survivor's positioning. So if I'm Silencio, I just want to play that probably as cleanly as possible right now. They have the advantage and they have all the momentum. Smoker Bowl does go out, not quite yet cleared, a little bit of a slow clear from that. Boomer gets a nice proxy going to 2 other survivors. They do blow up an exploding barrel. Flaming Charger lands onto Acer and then goes out of the fire as well, but they get a clear through that before it does a whole lot of damage. And again, that kind of separation is what's going to need to happen for Team Nameless to truly capitalize on a tank like this.
Indeed. Is there an actual horde in this area, or no? I don't believe there's any event, right?
No, I don't believe so. Now they are obviously going to be forced back. Tank is up in the hands of Setfire himself for Team Nameless, and we do have a crash.
Indeed. Fiat, unfortunately, timing out, so he's going to have to go ahead and reconnect to the server here. But yeah, good thing he actually wasn't the tank that timed out. So, bit of a saving grace for them, as he wouldn't have been able to actually get his tank, unfortunately. But yeah.
I mean, okay, so there's no survivors bleeding. That's the first thing that they really need to work on. And as I said, if you want to play for a wipe in an area like this, it's going to come down to the SI support. The tank can only do so much. Yeah, okay, you've got tank arms and stuff like that, but at the same point in time, Silencio Jockies have been playing it so well that they have, like, probably a lot of room for error. And I mean, like I said, the only thing that's really going to destroy them is like a multi-boom or some kind of odd multi-cap in an area like this. You can't really expect the tank to do what we've seen on a couple of these other tanks and just man-mode it pretty much by himself. And again, maybe they can prove me wrong. Setfire is a great tank, as we saw in the last game, but it's going to be a very, very steep uphill battle, I would say.
Yeah, they're going to have quite a lot of work to do here with this tank, but I believe, once again, Nameless, very strong Russian team. They have a lot of skill on their side. And, yeah, it's really just going to come down to SI support, though, because, once again, a wide open tank, in, well, specific area. The area itself is actually wide open. There's no hittables as well, so the tank literally, it hinges on the SI. There's nothing else that this tank is going to be able to do if he doesn't get some good SI support. And I even think a boom is asking too much in this area. I really think that you should go in with like a Jockey, Hunter, Smoker, just so you can have those redundant attempts for that cap. Whereas if you have a Charger, really, once you press M1, that's all you got for another 20 seconds. It's a waiting period after that. So you have to wait for the recharge, and you're not going to be able to really help out the tank in 20 seconds because he's probably going to be dead. So yeah, I'd probably take the 3 cappers who have the quickest chances of actually landing successively, I should say. And yeah, just go with that.
And look, I mean, they really could try to play rocks, but right now I think Silencio Jockeys are having an interesting conversation in their team chat. I'm not exactly sure what it's over, but I'm assuming that they're probably talking about high-level strategies and how to fight this.
Freaking Acer. I just read that, I was like, wait, what is this? Oh my god.
It's a story because it's true.
Freaking Acer. I love him. My dick is big, I vote for Trump. You guessed it right. I'm kiss me, Trump.
I was circumcised so
Oh my
badly to the
God.
point where I don't feel anything down there.
What? What is going on here? Oh my God.
What a blessing.
Stupid. Well, I gotta tell Peace I love him.
You might think I'm joking, not funny at all.
Freaking Acer.
Why God do this? I don't know why God created competitive Left 4 Dead 2, but
What is Acer doing?
Acer is just being Acer.
I'm so confused. Fiat, please come back.
You got a haiku written for you, or not haiku, but like a freaking limerick by Prodigy Sim.
That was freaking great.
My dick is big, I vote for Trump.
Oh.
Guessed it right, I'm Kiss Me's rump.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
But yeah, for those of you just tuning in, we're actually in the midst of a pause as one of the players from Nameless have actually timed out, so we are waiting for him to actually get back into the server, and then we can continue here. Scores, as it stands right now, virtually tied coming into this third round of Undead Zone. So pretty much it's from here on out, pretty much clean slate, do what you gotta do. Oh, wait, Peace Sim's hungry? Can I get a sandwich? Oh my God.
Yo, I could just watch Silencio Jockies team chat for... Oh no, I have in-game voice on, don't I?
Oh God. Rip Rails.
What was that, Stoopy? Oh my goodness.
Rip Rails.
Yeah, he's talking something I really don't. No, Stoopy, he can't hear you.
And before Numa.
But dropped me on the head, the hard really head when I was younger.
The hard really. What?
Funny name, serious sandwich.
Twitch chat, how are you guys doing? I'm gonna direct my attention to you guys. What are you guys up to right now?
Twitch chat's more tame than the in-game chat from Silencio Jockies right now.
Pretty much. I love my Twitch chat.
Uh-oh, piece of unready, you know what that means?
Getting a sandwich.
Alright.
And this is where Fiat comes right back. BRB getting a new
Oh,
hard
God!
drive. What?
Are you serious?
Oh my God. No, they're going to have ready themselves up. Fiat now does come back, and hopefully Peace Sim is there because they have to fight this tank. I swear he better move. Okay, he's moving.
Okay. Okay. Now that Fiat is back, Team Nameless on the Special Infected, they have their work cut out for them with this rock tank. And it's going to be a Jockey Hunter and another spawn coming into queue soon, but you know, the survivors are in a position where they could even get a little bit of chip. Obviously not a whole lot going out so far because he's at that range, but if he gets any closer to them, that's when we saw a good amount of chip go out on the last server onto either tank. And it is going to be a charger right here, so this is not the hit that you want to commit. They're probably going to start trying to play rock, and the Deagle chip's already gotten over 100 damage onto him. And the survivors have great position right here, as I mentioned before. They can just kind of chill on top of everything. And then when that happens and the tank decides to commit, he's already going to be down below a certain amount of health, much easier to kill. Right now he's just taking the damage too. Interesting. So the tank's going to move, going to rotate, and I don't know if he's looking to rotate in or if he's just going to throw a rock right here. But those survivors are punishing him really hard. He's almost down to like 5,000 HP, and he's actually going to roll with this. They don't have a smoker. They have a Charger Hunter and a Jockey instead. Jockey's going to bounce around trying to go in. Charger is going to miss that charge. Tank throwing a rock, not going to land it. Jockey gets cleared as well. Hunter gets skeeted, and this tank is completely alone in the middle of 4 green-pink survivors. What a shutdown.
That was absolutely beautiful, and as I mentioned earlier, it really just comes down to the SI in that area, and the boom is not something you want to go in with because there's just nowhere for the boomer to actually spawn that isn't predictable. I mean, you have like a Humvee and like one like mound of bags to really like, or luggage bags to really work behind. I don't understand why there were luggage bags in the area anyway, but regardless, you know, in the whole map theme, I don't know why they were actually like tourist luggage baggage in the area. But regardless, here comes the attack in the back. Francis self-cooling himself from that smoke, getting 2 shotgun blasts onto him. Jockey trying to find peace on him, but actually gets blown up by the fire barrel as it stumbles him. And that will be the attack over and done with. And Silencio Jockey's just making this map with style right now.
They really, really are. I mean, there is death charge potential right here, but I really don't expect it to happen due to the fact. Oh no. Oh no. I said those words. Those words, but I don't expect it to happen.
And they're gonna die.
Yep, Hunter, Boomer, Smoker, and a Charger. I really don't see a way for them to get killed right here, and I'm sure they might be able to prove me wrong if they accidentally like jump on one of those barrels, but the Boomer gets picked. They might want to wait for a spitter. No, screw it. They're going to decide to go in. I would really have waited for the spitter, but they're not going to. Smoker goes in. Hunter goes in as well. Charger working its way in from the top. Managing to get completely obliterated. Kiss Me. This is some of the best Survivor play I think we've seen at Silencio Jockies this entire tournament.
Yeah.
That's saying something for the number 3 seed.
I mean, coming from their away game onto this one, they've just completely turned it into day and night showcase, and they are just blowing through this map and the SI of Nameless at the same time. There's a spitter destroyed before it can even get the delay spit, and they walk into the safe room with a massive health bonus. I'm afraid 884.
884.
They got literally 2/3 of the possible health bonus.
Look at the health bonus percent.
Oh, you're disgusting.
It's 69.
Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
That's a lot of health bonus, yo.
Oh yeah, is that a lie? You're such an idiot. That's a lie.
I didn't even mean. No, it's a lot. It's a lot of bonus. What are you talking about?
How much was it again?
69.
You're an idiot. Seeing that pit makes me think of 300. That is exactly what I thought of, actually. I looked at it, I was like, Sparta!
What, you expect somebody to get Sparta kicked into that?
Pretty much.
I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, 2,847 to 257, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, definitely. That's a massive health bonus. And now, Silencio Jockey's in a very commanding lead here. For some reason, Bill's still on the siphon. There's a try by with the charge outside.
Oh,
Hunter GP, 25 out onto Bill as he walks out of the safe room. On Shad, Jump, and Fiat, both getting decimated from that singular hit. And that
They're
might...
already at 82.4%. That's only 13 points off, percentage points, from where the bonus was for Silencio Jockeys when they were done the map.
What a hit. That was just a beautiful setup, beautiful execution there by Silencio Jockeys, and they're looking to make a replication of what happened to them on the away server happen right here. Here comes the smoke with a charge from the back. There's a charger landing onto one side. Does drag him forward, but he does get cleared. But that's 3 survivors standing in the spit, and the damage is just insurmountable. Fiat, Shadow, Jump,
That's
and
nuts.
SCFR Snipe, they all took damage from that hit.
That's nuts. You know why? Because they're already at 72.9%. That's 3.9%. They literally only have 50 more bonus after the first 2 hits than Silencio did when they made the safe room. They haven't dealt with the Witch. They haven't dealt with the tank. Smoker Pole's going to go out here, not going to land. They are going to draw the Witch back, and she is going for Lewis, going to land right there. But there's a pull charge going out in front, and that Charger is going to miss. Kiss Me, that Silencio Jockey's already winning this round.
Indeed, once again, down to 62.3% HP left, and that will pretty much be the W here for Silencio Jockeys for this specific round, though, not in the grand scheme of things. But, yeah, I have to sneeze.
Well, let's see now, because, okay, if they make it to tank, which I assume they're going to, they still have to survive said tank. It's a rock tank. They have high ping. They're going to be down by, like, 2K going into map 4, and that's 900 points, obviously, in the swing of Silencio Jockeys. And yeah, like another great hit here is going to keep opening that delta up. Hunter and Jockey in the back. The Hunter does get seated. Charger going into the corner right there is going to get mowed down, but the Jockey got a good amount of damage onto Bill.
If your stream is lagging a little, guys, behind, go ahead and refresh the page, by the way. It should be all good once you refresh. Sorry, I just had like a sniffing fit, to say the least. But yeah, 2 survivors already down into the red health bonus with 2 pills popped. Via down to 50 as well, on the brink of needing a set of pills of his own to actually stay fast here. And they are just doing work. There's a single boom going on to Unshot Jump, and we'll see if they actually like to throw the other SI in. Indeed, they're gonna. Hunter makes his way and lands a little bit of a DP out on Lewis. Smoke with a pull onto Zoe in the front. Jockey landing on Francis here, and that will be a brief attack. Not that much happening, and that will be the attack also taken care of. But there is some calming getting some chip here out onto Oddshot.
And that's actually going to start the damage bonus being hit pretty soon. They only have 28% health bonus, that's 46.7 aggregate, and that's just already 23 almost points below where Team Silencio Jockeys was when they made the safe room. They have 2 survivors bleeding, 1 set of pills left. Charger going in for a punch right there. Actually managed to get 2 of them onto Setfire. Boomer's going to get popped in the back. Spitter in front right here, going to get the spit down. Smoker gets a quick pull as well onto Zillia, and again, all this chip damage is working. That's also going to knock Ice slow.
Yeah, this is just really not going in their favor at all, it seems. Like, coming onto the server, it started off pretty balanced. They were able to pretty much get a wipe onto Silencio Jockeys, and then Silencio obviously also wiped them. But, I mean, it's just not working out here, to say at least, for them in these past 2 maps. They've just been losing points after points after points, and this map was a huge turnaround with the 800 points health bonus. But there's a boom going in, looking for a quick boom before he becomes tank. Doesn't manage to land it though. Charger whiffs up top at the top of the ramp, and now there is a Soul Jockey here trying to find some sort of miracle play here, but there's only so much that a little jockey can do. Rocket ski to tank up in the hands of the Stoopy for Team Silencio Jockeys. And that's another rock coming in, gonna get blasted. No, it connects on SCFR! What?
Jockey gets a jock in front as well, and this is a Stoopy, so you're going to expect these rocks to be extremely on point. That one is going to miss barely right there. 1 survivor already solo. He can bleed them literally to death right here. He can just do, he has basically, the survivors are in the, and you know what? They're going back, so now they're going to have to turn around, and they're going to have to make even more distance when they go back if they want to make the safe room. Every single step they take in that direction is one more that they take going back the other way. And this is the right spot to take it, but when you're slow and have 3 people bleeding, 1 person that low, it's going to absolutely suck for them on the survivor side of things. Boomer spawning up, managing to get a single boom right there. Smoker and a Hunter for the rest coming in. Rock going in, not going to land. Smoker does get a pull, gets the incap onto Setfire. Hunter does get skeeted. Rock not going to land, it looks like. That was close. It might have broken on some common or something like that. But again, Kiss Me, this is very, very bad for Team Nameless. I think they realize they have to start going forward.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to start cutting your losses and moving. I mean, there's not much else that you can make happen here. Smoker got to pull out on the Bill in the back, going to get a few ticks of damage onto him. In fact, that actually pushed him into the slow range, I believe. So now he's going to be limping here. And Stoopy's going to go ahead and reposition himself, trying to cut the survivors off, not letting them get that distance, which is pretty much what they're working for right now. And yeah, he's actually going to commit now. Charge looking for charge in the front, not going to find it. Actually does find it on the Bill in the back. Does get cleared off eventually. No, the incap goes out. I hear it in the corner of my headset. And there's another punch onto Francis, going to get the incap on him. Pull out onto Lewis in by the tent. You're going to go ahead and push Lewis into the roof of the tent, making him pretty much unmovable and or immovable, whatever. He can't move. Regardless, there's the wipe, and it's Stoopy now getting the tank stuck.
All right, not bad, not bad. What does he have right there? That's a nice spray behind him as well. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
yeah. Freaking Stoopy.
2,847 to 678. That's a wide differential right there. We're talking 800. Wait, whoa.
It's more than that.
It's 1,100 points, actually, isn't it?
No, it's more than that.
Okay,
it's a
2,000 points between them. It was 1,100 points from the other game. It's 900 points. Actually, no, it's more than that because they have 2,847, right? So then
yeah,
it's
2,200. It's 1,100. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Woo. Math. All right, and now I have to set these tank spawns again. God damn it.
Get destroyed. But yeah, just a massive turnaround here by Silencio Jockeys. Yet again, it's only 1,100 points, which I say only, but once again, that's not that bad. It's pretty much if they can just get a wipe here on Silencio Jockeys with this early tank and then make this map, that alone, how much is the map worth? 700. That would literally, a distance alone, claw it down to around 500 points. Then adding a little bit of health bonus might be down to like 500 points for the finale, which is definitely possible. We saw one of the teams make it to the 3rd tank of the finale, but you know, once again, with 3 tanks on this finale, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to leave things down to that because you're probably not going to beat that 3rd tank come hell or high water. So.
And then Silencio Jockey is going to use med packs, get their score nullified, and then that's how the comeback is going to be made. Don't worry about it. We'll see if that actually happens. Charger, Jockey, Spitter, and a Hunter right here for the opening hit for Team Nameless. And the tank spawns are correct. I swear to you, I can see it on the HUD this time. So, again, Silencio Jockeys defending their lead on Survivor, and Nameless are going to have to do a lot of work right here. They need a wipe with that tank. It's pretty much all I have to say. Because they need the full distance of this map, plus also health bonus to really make it competitive. Silencio Jockeys obviously turning the game on its head. And, again, they're running this 4-shotty lineup like it's nobody's business, I would say, especially with the low ping.
Definitely, and then obviously they want those shotguns for these tight, enclosed areas. But Jockey makes his way along with the Charger. Charger does whip, but lands a nice double stumble, which actually helps out with that Charger and actually gets drug into the side room there. Charger going hand with the fist out on the piece, and that's going to be an in cap on the piece. There's no doubts about it. Oh my God, no!
There was a doubt about it.
There was a singular doubt. That singular doubt was had, and it actually resulted in him not getting in-capped. He had, what, 6 HP left to his name when they got that clear, which is 1 more punch or 2 more ticks from the Jockey.
Yeah, and this tank's gonna be up like right about now, and the survivors can fight it the same way they did before, or they could take it in this room. It's in the hands of Snipe for Team Nameless. Jockey, Hunter, and a Smoker for his first setup right here. Prior to some obviously bleeding, and he's actually going to be underneath 50 HP in a second as well, so they could continue to bleed. And that Smoker just got ragdolled and thrown almost down into that pit. That is an insta-kill pit, by the way. There is a death charge potential.
I believe it. But, yeah, they're actually going to go ahead and give a set of pills over to Piece him. He did pre-pop a little early, but regardless, I do agree with the second pill pop by him. It's just to keep him up and allow him to still take 4 hits from this tank, which gives his teammates more time to actually rail into the tank. So it's a good strat, nothing against it. I just think he did it a little bit too early because now he's bleeding out from that higher up, where he also actually kind of wasted some of the health from that pop. Or that pill pop, I should say.
This is what they want, because this is going to be the commit. They have that Jockey, Hunter, and Charger. Tank missing his first punch right there, though. Missing a second punch as well. Finally going to get the punch right there. There's the double cap going out. Almost a tri-cap with that Charger. Hunter's not dead. Tank actually has the survivors zoned right here. He's got them in the corner, spreading the love around. One survivor did manage to get out. Stupi trying to clear that Charger. Not going to work. Jockey's still going in. This is a ton of damage. This is the second time we've seen this area result in almost a wipe. And the tank has the corner right here, but he's getting deagled heavily by Acer. Rock going around the corner, not going to work. Acer could kill this tank on his own. He is going to actually kill that tank with a little help from that Uzi fire right there. That was almost a wipe again, Kiss Me.
Yeah, and that was incredibly close to grabbing the last second punch there out onto Breaker as he rounded that corner. But once again, just the damage per second that they were actually able to push out on the tank, they managed to get that kill right before that swing landed. But here comes that Hunter looking for a pounce onto Zoe. He does find it actually right around the corner. Very quickly cleared there by the hands of a Stupi, though. And this will be them actually beating the tank here, and they will be able to continue on through the map here, making back some distance. And they do have 1 set of pills left on themselves. That, well, was now passed over to Avocado, aka Acer. So now they have no pills. Piecem will be slow here until they find the next set. And yeah, let's see what the rest of this map holds in store. We haven't actually made it this far in the map because both teams on the previous server actually wiped at the tank, I believe.
Nah, I mean, Silencio made it pretty far, and then they eventually died because I remember they made it past because they went on that roundabout route instead of actually staying in that room. And again, look at the positioning by Acer right here. It's on top of a box. Spit's not going to touch him up there. He knows it. And I should also mention that a good amount of these players have experience on this map from CCT3 and other tournaments like that. Like, Acer was on Apollyon in CCT3, Piecem was on Team Spade, Stupi on Team Neverland, and then I'm not exactly sure what Nameless' experience is, but this campaign has become more regular since its introduction in CCT3 back in 2014.
I can also tell you, nobody made it this far in the last game. Because nobody made it this far.
Yes, they did. Remember, there was that huge meme about them going down the staircase?
What?
But they had to go down the staircase here, and I was talking about how, like, they were rolling down it, pretty much, and I said, don't face roll the map. They made it to, like, the water area. I actually know. You were focusing on something else. So you weren't watching.
Maybe they blitzed this whole area, and I just forgot about it. And I blended it with another map.
And I think that you just, like, I think your brain just blocked it out for some reason. Nice double charge going out right there. Hunter and Jockey going for the same person. Jockey's gonna land right there onto Zoe too. That's a lot of damage. I swear to you, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. We made it like halfway through this map.
I'm going forward on the map. I gotta see something. Actually, I went the wrong way. My bad.
I'm going forward on the map, he said.
Going forward goes the wrong way. Alright, this still does not look familiar. I'm going through the staircase, boys.
Oh my god, get me!
Does not look familiar. Still doesn't look familiar. Boys, I'm lost. In all honesty, I don't remember them ever making it this far.
They made like 300 and some points, I'm pretty sure. We do have a Charger going in, not going to land, but the Hunter manages to get the in-cap. Charger got a punch. Smoker in front, not going to land either. And they are going to be able to get this revive. They didn't make it up the elevator, though. They did not make it that far.
I'm going to keep going.
You're not even filming the action, are you?
Nope. Oh, yeah, they did. I remember this part now. Okay, I was really zoned out. Holy crap.
Yeah,
I was gone for a while.
You're telling me, like, and now it's a spit down in the back. I mean, they're still sending spawns in just to get, like, in-caps.
Didn't they wipe here in this water? Like, right over this pipe ahead?
But they got up in the little tunnel and they split up and then they died.
Yeah. I
They
remember coming
almost
back.
stayed out of the water. Yeah, so that hunter's gonna land. Jockey's gonna get shut down as well. And they have 2 survivors black and white. PSIM's 1 HP black and white.
His life is about to be very short-lived, unfortunately, because 1 common, 1 FF, 1 SI scratch, 1 tick of fall damage, and it's pretty much over him. Stupi will lead the way out of the sewers now, though, and it will get 1 punch out onto him from the hands of that spitter, or charger, I should say, and then the spit also throwing itself out there, trying to make something happen here. Some sort of end cap, looking for anything, but nothing will come from it.
Well, they found pills to PSIM, but I don't know if Acer's gonna give them to him.
Well, Acer is also black and white, and he's 51 HP. Yeah, yeah, because he was about to hit 1 HP as well, but they're not going to give it to PSIM, obviously, yet again. Going to make him work to stay alive here. There's a witch grabbing a incap out onto Zoe. Jockey latching onto Bill, dragging him into the side room, and now this spitter and charger looking to make some devastating play happen. There's a hunter getting a scratch kill out on the loose in the back, and Bill separated out in the front. The charger goes for a punch, grabs a kill on him. Charger charges towards the back, mowed down by Zoe, but this spitter really just going to get an M2'd out of the way and killed off eventually.
Kill the spitter, you frickin'... Oh my god. What is this?
That BM.
That BM. Oh,
I mean, they
boy,
did kill it eventually.
That's true. They just had to whack it out of the way a few times and then just pray to God that they actually still got the clear. Nice double cap, though. Going out by Team Nameless. That is the wipe right here. Almost 400 points on this chapter, and yeah. Unfortunately, that's what the home team did. You look at how far they're up now, and Team Nameless has their work cut out for them, to say the least, especially with a close quarters tank with, like, high ping.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that, that's a 2,600 point differential, 1,100 point lead in the previous map. So that's 1,500 points that they are down by right now, heading into this 4th map. So Team Nameless kind of in a rough spot. But once again, this map is worth quite a bit.
Kotex. Okay, listen, I don't owe you 2 jokes. You just anticipated that I was going to say something about a charger fisting someone and about water being wet, but I'm not going to make a joke about getting fisted while wet. That's not my style.
God damn it.
That's not my style.
I hate you, Ernest.
What, do they correlate with each other or something?
I'm not going to say it, but I said it.
Guys, I think we're hitting that point in the cast. We've hit the Balmer peak.
No, Rails is just losing it.
I'm not losing it. I remember the map, okay?
I was dealing with stuff, okay? That's all I got.
Fine. I mean, like, okay. We do have this Hunter getting nice and skid out of the air. Charger long charging in, not going to land. Jockey lands onto Zoe, and the Charger is actually going to throw her into the spit and get a punch at the same time. So that actually turned out to damage. Why didn't think it was going to be anything?
Yeah, that was much better than I initially thought it was going to be as well. Once that Hunter got shut down, I was like, alright, that attack is probably done. But Silencio Jockey still managing to claw something out of nothing. And yeah, they'll go ahead and make their way towards or forwards in the map and get that tank up in the hands of Breaker. So he gets the number 4 map tank here. And let's see what he's moving right in. Breaker not caring at all. Moves right into its feet. Gets that corner. Starts latching up those punches. That's gonna be 2 punches, 3 punches. There's an incap. Moves his attention towards Bill. Not taking any SI support so far. Now they make their way in. There's a double cap. No single cap happening. There's a stumble onto Francis as well. Jockey latching onto Lewis. Now this probably isn't gonna be the wipe. Except he gets a double punch and 2 survivors in the corner. There's another double charger fisting away. It's also that's an incap.
Breaker broke Nameless. There it is. That's almost guaranteed the end of the game right there. What a yeah, that's it.
What just happened? Oh, they GG out. Oh my god. Holy crap, the Charger literally just stood on the side of the survivors and they didn't kill him and he kept them boxed in. And the tank literally just went to town on Lewis and Francis together. Holy crap. Good god. That's it.
Takes the win. Breaker's tank broke them, and right there, like he got the first corner by himself, he got the second corner by himself. The SI support went in, nothing landed. Then he got the multis to kill them.
It was mathematically impossible for these guys, wondering why Nameless pretty much GG'd out. And actually, I don't know if it was even mathematically possible, but they were so far down that they would have literally had to get 3 tanks and making it with pretty much 100% health bonus. That's kind of unheard of, and I really wouldn't expect that to happen. But regardless, that is gonna be the wipe. And Silencio Jockies, Breaker gave zero shits. He literally just ran in, got 2 in caps, turned his attention to the other 2, and then wiped them up along with the help of the Charger. That was freaking nuts.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, that's Silencio Jockeys. Moving on, and I do believe now we have all the pairings set up for next week, do we not?
Indeed we do. So it's going to be Silencio Jockeys taking on Kazoo Kids, and then Pub Stars taking on Millennium. And then over in the upper bracket, I believe it's going to be Element Surprise taking on Serenity, and then Healthcare Professionals taking on Unime, if I'm not mistaken.